and we are joined by our second and third place finishers. Our rookie, Romain Grosjean, driver of the number 51 Nurtec OTD Honda, and our third place finisher, Alex Palou, driver of the American Legion Honda for Chip Ganassi Racing. Gentlemen, welcome to the Media Center. Romain, welcome back to the Media Center. I know you didn't get the win, but from where you were 6 months ago to have a pole and a podium in IndyCar, tell me how you're feeling today.
Yeah, it's not a bad day. You know, I think we kind of disappointed to be second, but also super happy. And I was telling the team, I said, look, guys, you know, I mean, that's a great day, and you can't be disappointed being second. That's fantastic. We've had a strong car all weekend. We were leading the race quite easily in the first stint. We got a bit unlucky with traffic and back markers. I mean, that cost us a chance to go for the win, but also Rinus was quite fast on a different strategy, the right one, I guess. But we've done a great work, and you know, sitting second on my third race start in IndyCar it's pretty mega. It is a tough championship. There's super good talent here, super fast drivers, and you know, yesterday I felt amazing in quali. This morning at a warm-up, we didn't quite get it right, and we made some changes for the race, and that worked well. And yeah, you know, I think I did a pretty good job at the first rolling start, leading the field. Kept myself first for the first corner, and then the restart felt a little bit more natural to me. So that was good as well, and the car was very, very nice. I still think there's few areas where we can work and improve. That's what we're gonna do. Obviously, everyone's going to be busy in the next 2 weeks for the 500, but it's a great way to start the May of month for Delcon Racing by RWR, and a great way for me to give the car to Pietro Fittipaldi, the 51 car, and for him to have a good month of May.
This is a trilingual podium that we had today, so would you mind giving us a little comment in your native language, please?
Effectivement, un très beau week-end. On est forcément un petit peu, je dirais pas déçu, mais de finir second deuxième alors qu'on avait une voiture pour gagner, qu'on avait la victoire à portée de main. On a été un petit peu malchanceux avec le trafic, et Rinus VeeKay a fait une stratégie décalée. Il a bien joué son coup. Il a fait un super Grand Prix. Donc voilà, je pense que c'est une très belle histoire, une très belle façon de commencer le mois de mai pour toute l'équipe, et maintenant de donner la voiture, la 51, à Pietro Fittipaldi, qui va continuer sur les 500 miles d'Indianapolis, et j'espère faire un aussi bon travail.
Thank you. All right, we'll go next to Alex Palou. Alex, podium finish for you today. You won the race at Barber. You now trail your teammate in second place in the overall standings by 13 points. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, hello everybody, and first of all, congrats to my old team and to Romain. I know it's tough, but I think I did too good of a job last year, giving him a really good car this year. So
I've changed everything.
I guess so. But yeah, I mean, I'm really happy. We started the weekend with one less free practice, which was going to be a really tough weekend, but we recover. So super happy. I was super happy yesterday being in the Fast Six without feeling super good and comfortable with the car. And today we made some progress during the warm-up, and I think the race was pretty good. We had some issues with some lap cars that made things really exciting. I think we didn't maybe do the perfect strategy with the red tires, the black tires, but I mean, we are on the podium. We started P4, and it was a good day for us for the number 10 and the American Legion car. I'm happy that it's the first race for them with us, and we got a podium, so it's good.
I'll ask the same of you to give us some comments in your native language. Folks, I have several hands raised on the Zoom, but if you're here in the room and you have questions, please go ahead and use the podium mic over here, or standing mic, I should say. So go ahead, Alex, in your native language.
Nada, la verdad que ha sido un muy buen día. Empezamos el fin de semana con el pie izquierdo, diría, sin rodar en la FP1, y hemos conseguido recuperarnos y estar en el Fast Six, que fue bastante bueno, y fue un un objetivo que teníamos, así que hoy la carrera ha sido bastante tranquila, excepto al final que teníamos un poquito de tráfico y venía Newgarden apretándonos por detrás, pero muy bien, la verdad, muy contento, el equipo ha hecho un trabajo excelente y nada, súper contento con este podium que nos hemos ganado y ahora seguir para las 500.
Thank you very much.
Et una cerveza?
Oui,
Oui,
ça va?
très bien.
Très bien.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right, we'll go with questions from the media. We'll start with Tim May from LettermanRow.com. Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, that was easy for you guys to say, by the way. Roman, I would think every time you go out in an IndyCar right now, you're learning something. What did you learn about, I guess, the series today and the competitive nature of it? And did VK kind of come out of nowhere, or could you feel him stalking you?
So what I learned from Barber race 1 was that from lap 1 to lap 85, 100, wherever we're going, you need to push every lap. And if in Formula 1, normally you do the race start, you push the first few laps, and then things settle down, and then you manage your fuel and your tires, and you look at the gap. Whilst here, different strategy, yellows, pit closing, and so on, there could always be someone coming a little bit out of the blue. Rinus was super fast in free practice 1, as well as in the warm-up on the cooler condition. So I knew he was going to be good. He didn't quite make it to fast 6, meaning he had some more red tires available for the race. And he started on black. And yeah, I guess when I was catching the slower car, he pitted early from the blacks and then got on red and get some free air. And yeah, I knew they wanted a different strategy, and it was going to be tough. We were a little bit less competitive on the blacks today, and also on the last stint, I got stuck behind Sebastian Bourdais, which is a super good driver. It was on new tire. I was on all reds, and I couldn't pass him for a long time until he actually locked up and went straight into turn 1. So, I kind of killed my tires, and I could see Rinus about 4 or 5 seconds ahead and didn't get a chance to come back to him. So yeah, I think that's what I learned. You just have to push all the way, and even when you have 7 or 8 second lead in the first stint, doesn't mean you're going to win the race.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Tim. Next we have Bruce Martin.
Romain, to try to elaborate a little bit on that, how aware were you of where Rinus was on the track when you were leaving the pits on your final pit stop? Because it did look like if you beat him out of the pits before he got by you, you'd be the leader.
Yeah, I wasn't well aware of where he was. I think he still came out with a good lead, and also I was behind 2 cars leaving the pit lane, back markers. So it was a tough day in terms of overtaking people. I know it's a really good track with a really good straight line, but when the lap cars are using the push to pass, it's hard to get by, and then you're gonna push harder on your tires and you're gonna have a bit of a harder time, and you just can't really do the pace you want. So I knew Rinus was on before the last pit stop, he passed me. I was on black, he was on red. I asked the team, is he on the same strategy? And they told me yes. And therefore I knew I had to kind of try to stay close on the blacks from him, but couldn't quite do it. And on the last stint, as I say, I was stuck behind the number 14, which was going fast, but too fast for me to pass him, and just too slow to catch Rinus, so a bit in between.
And Alex, you represented the American Legion today, and that's an organization that means a lot to this facility, especially Memorial Day and all that. What were your thoughts being able to have their colors on your car today?
I mean, it's crazy. As a kid, you always want to represent big brands, big organizations, and it's amazing that I have the opportunity to represent the American Legion here in Indy. They were telling me that represents like more than 1 million people. So it's great. I think they are going to be really happy that on the first race, we were able to be here on the podium, and it's amazing that they were here with us. So hopefully we can keep on doing great results for them.
And also, you and Rinus were both rookies last year, and you had a fairly consistent rookie season. Rinus was either spectacularly great or spectacularly bad. So how do you kind of see, the fact that now this kid's in victory lane too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super happy for him. I'm really good friends for him, and to be honest, as Roman said, he's been super strong since for FP1, FP2 qualifyings, and I don't know why he didn't really get into Fast 6, and I was super slow compared to him, but that gave him an advantage today with the 2 sticker sets of red tires. But he did an amazing job. I think. He's gonna keep being up there. He's been really consistent this year, but hopefully he doesn't do it too often.
Thank you.
Sound like your teammate, Scott Dixon. Okay, we'll take one more from the room and then we'll go to the Zoom for a few. Go ahead.
Hey there, Roman. Just wanted to ask you to elaborate on your success so far, because you're only a few races into your IndyCar career and you're already on a podium. Just like, what's fueled your ability to pick up the series so quickly?
I don't know. I feel like it's a race car that I like driving. Feels like it's something quite similar to the GP2 that I drove back in 2011, and cars that I've always been competitive with. And yeah, I've got a really good group of people around me, starting with all the engineers at Delcon Racing. Ed Jones, my teammate, really helping me a lot. And then, to be fair, Honda and Firestone have been great help as well, trying to get me up to speed and explaining to me what to do, what not to do. So I think that's how I could get it quite quickly. As a rookie, I'm lucky to do some extra days, of testing, which is always great. And also, those 10 years in Formula One, I've had to adapt to some very different cars. Very competitive and very terrible cars. And I think you actually, I'm not gonna name the terrible ones.
No, I don't think you need to, but
you actually learn how to adapt and to change your driving style and to find around. I still think that sometimes I need to understand a little bit more how to go fast in IndyCar. Yeah, so far it's been really helpful. Everyone has been really helpful, and I'm loving it.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right, we'll take some questions from the Zoom now. First, we'll go to Jenna Fryer from the Associated Press.
Hi, Roman. I'm wondering how personally you're feeling. I heard the crowd cheering you after the race. You had a big smile on your face. You seemed to be pumping your arms. You seemed very happy and pleased and energized. How are you feeling through these 3 races you've run so far?
Yeah, I mean, when you get a pole position and the second position in the race, you can't not be happy. I mean, if we do racing, it's because we obviously are racing fans, but also very competitor, and we wanna go at the front. We wanna fight for good position, to drink champagne on the podium and bring a nice trophy home. So I'm very happy. The first 2 races, we had some good pace with few technical issues that kind of slow us down, but generally, I love driving the car. Even at the warm-up this morning, my engineer says, you can pit to do some setup change. I'm like, no, I'm not pitting. I'm just happy to being out there and pushing and learning on the tires. So I'm having a great time. The whole atmosphere between the drivers, we're here with Alex and we're joking and having fun. And it is super competitive on track. But as soon as you remove your helmet, there's like a good friendship between the driver, which you surprisingly don't find anywhere else. And I love that part, and I'm having a blast of a time.
When's the last time you've enjoyed coming to work this much?
Oh, I'll say 2013.
Thank
Some
you.
of you weren't born.
I was.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jenna.
Rinus wasn't born when I started racing.
When did you start racing?
1999.
I was 2 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex does that to me too, Roman. It's fine. All right, we'll go to Maxime Mallet from L'Equipe next.
Bonsoir Romain.
Bonsoir.
Congratulations, donc, mais on va faire la question en français. Savoir un petit peu quelles étaient les émotions de ce podium. J'imagine qu'elles ne ressemblent pas à celles des précédents podiums. Et puis, est-ce qu'on peut considérer avec cette pole et cette deuxième place que l'expérience américaine est d'ores et déjà réussie?
Alors l'expérience américaine, elle est réussie depuis le premier jour, depuis l'atmosphère, l'ambiance, le plaisir que je prends à monter dans la voiture, à à prendre des avions, à traverser l'Atlantique, à prendre des décalages horaires dans tous les sens et toujours à être heureux ici. Et puis, c'est sûr que ce week-end, c'est un week-end extrêmement positif. On a fait un super travail avec l'équipe. On voulait plus aujourd'hui, c'est certain. Mais honnêtement, voilà, on apprend, on continue à bien travailler. Et une pole et une deuxième position, c'est fantastique.
We'll take one more from the Zoom and then we'll come back to the room. Jack Benyon from the race.
Thanks, Kate. Roman, I just wondered how important it was for you today to be out front and for the pole lap as well yesterday to sort of, was it important for you to prove to people that you could still do this and you could still be competing at the front, or was that something that, you know, you're not really too bothered about and it's more about, you know, thinking about yourself and what you're doing on your own?
Well, you know, I don't think I need to prove anyone what I can do. And if some believe that way, well, they should look a little bit of my career and what I've done and, you know, what I could even do in the last few years with the car I had under my hands. So it's more for me to enjoy racing as I love it, and you know, to fight for good position with people that are passionate about it, into a great atmosphere, but also very professional. So you know, I'm here for myself. I knew it was going to be a challenging year for my family, with me being away quite a bit and traveling, and you know, with time difference, not being able to talk to them as much as I would love to. But they can also see how happy I am, how much I'm enjoying the moment, and the fans are giving me back also so much through social media, through the grandstands today, you know, the fans cheering for me. It's just incredible to live, and I'm very grateful.
Just wondered, you mentioned traffic being quite important in the race today in terms of how it all played out, and just wondered if you could elaborate on that a little bit. There was especially two kind of incidents with Takuma Sato, and just wondered if you were kind of happy with how he raced you today, and you know, if you were quite, you know, if you're happy with how those kind of things played out.
Well, I think you know, every series is different, and you've got blue flags issue everywhere. In Formula One, you know, I was shown the blue flags quite a bit over the last few years, and it was terrible for us. The leader complained that he wasn't good enough. Here today, obviously, I wish he was on more often because I was the guy that was chasing them. But it's the rule that IndyCar use. Is there room for improvement? Probably. Is there a perfect solution? No. But definitively, I think traffic cost us the win today.
Thanks, Roman. Thanks, Kate.
Thanks, Jack. All right, we'll continue with questions here from the room with David Malsher from motorsport.com.
Following up on Jack's point about Sato, was also part of the problem the fact that there were so many marbles offline. It looked, I mean, like the braking zones for turn 1 and turn 7 looked like you didn't go offline.
There were a bit of marbles, but I don't think that was, you know, kind of the biggest issue. I think the fact that the back marker can use the push-to-pass to defend from the leader, that's a bit more annoying because you use your push-to-pass once you should actually use it to fight Alex or Rinus today, and you don't want to use it using the guy. And we were a bit short in 6th gear. I think the wind changed a bit direction, so I was actually hitting the limiter, which didn't make my life easier to overtake the guys. But you know, with Takuma, it was a bit on the limit, I would say, with another car as well. And you know, if you lose 3 seconds over 2 laps and another time, couple of seconds passing a guy that's 5 seconds, and that would have been more than enough to keep Rinus behind us. Very same for everyone.
And Alex, I was going to ask about, obviously, you ran 2 sets of blacks at the end there, right?
Yeah, we did. Well, 3 stints. All the stints we did were on black tires, except for the beginning that we started on reds.
Right. Did you feel that if you had been on reds, you could have kept Rinus behind you? I know you got accidentally tripped up a little bit by your teammate.
It's tough to say. Like now that we're done, yeah, I would say 100% we should have gone on the reds. But yesterday when we did the Fast 6, we were lacking a lot of pace on the used reds. So that's why we said, man, these tires for us, they don't really work. I think we were like 5 or 6 tenths from Roman. So we said, if we play the same game
fast.
as... Huh?
I was fast.
Yeah,
that's
you
why.
were fast. So they were super fast. No, but yeah, to be honest, they run quicker than me on the sticker red. So it was, if we play the same game as them tomorrow, like today on the race, we know that we are not gonna go faster. So we tried different stuff. We didn't lose. We just lost some track time, which was fine. But it was too exciting with Newgarden coming with the new reds and the lap cars, and I was with the blacks, and I was like, oh my god, no! But it worked out at the end. Thanks.
Thanks, David. Christopher DeHardy from FrontStretch.com.
Romain, I believe Olivier was on the radio with you during the race, apprising you of the gaps and everything like that. How has the chemistry developed between the two of y'all over the first 3 races that you've done in IndyCar?
Very good. From the beginning, you know, when I was home this Christmas, Olivier came because he lives not far. Well, he's from not far in France from where I live. So he came home, and we had a 3 hours chat, something like that. Over lunch, you know, French like to do long lunch. So I was good, and I could tell that, you know, something was happening. And he's an incredible engineer. He's so calm on the radio. It's incredible. Even yesterday when we did pole position, he was like, "That's pole position," and I shouted at Sam. I say, "Hey mate, it's pole position," you know. And the race is the same. And you know, I'm sometimes a bit the opposite. So I think we balance each other. And this morning in a warm up, I wasn't quite competitive and not so happy with the car. So, you know, I gave him the key and I said, look, do what you think we should do for the race. And I mean, it didn't work too bad.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Chris. I'm told that our race winner should be here in about 5 minutes. So we'll go back to the Zoom for a couple more questions before we let our podium finishers go. Let's go to Ben Johnson from the Paddock Eye.
Thanks, me and Kate. Congratulations, Roman, on a great result. How much momentum does this give you going into, obviously you're going to miss the 500, but going to Detroit next time out for yourself?
Well, you know, every track is a new challenge. Indy GP, I knew it was probably the closest from the track that I've been racing over the last 10 years. So I could tell I was going to feel confident here. Also, the Honda simulator is a brilliant tool. So I was on Thursday morning doing some laps here. I'm gonna have a session again before Detroit to practice there, but I've heard it's quite bumpy. So you know,
That's what they say.
yeah, that's what they say. Have you lost a teeth yet?
No, it's my first time as well because we didn't run last year.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
oh
so,
well.
yeah.
So you know, it's gonna be quite an interesting weekend. I love St. Pete. I don't think we were as competitive as we were on the road course. So we're gonna keep working. Do some great work on a simulator. I'm also gonna have a test in Road America before we go there. So that's gonna be nice to have an extra day in the car and just to keep learning about it and keep finding a few things here and there.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. And for yourself, Alex, obviously you've had a great start to the season, you know, winning in Barber and then your podium here. Again, kind of on the momentum side of things, you know, you're only a couple of points behind Scott. How much confidence does that give you going into the rest of the month and the 500, but also the fact that you're kind of up there with Scott and the team, you know, you've really kind of hit the ground running this season?
Yeah, I mean, it's super early still, and you can see that one race can change the standings a lot. Winning a race means a lot here in IndyCar. But yeah, we did a good start so far. We are 1-2 in the championship, means that the Chip Ganassi Racing, all the crew, they did an amazing job during the preseason and during the races. We didn't start like super smooth. If you think about, like, we had some issues at St. Pete. We didn't had super clean races at Texas, but we're still here. We're still fighting, and that's a good thing. So yeah, hopefully we can keep it going. The month of May, I think it's going to be awesome. I had a good month of May until I crashed last year. I'm not going to do that again. I love the place, I love the race, and I know that with the experience I have this year, running the race last year and also Texas, that two races. Yeah, I'm feeling super confident, and now especially coming out of a podium, I'm gonna be pretty excited.
Excellent. Well, congratulations again, and thanks very much, Kate.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Ben. All right, next we'll go to Nate Ryan from NBC Sports. Go ahead, Nate.
Thanks, Kate. My question is for Alex. Alex, the move where Rinus split you and Jimmy down the middle there seemed to be a pivotal one for him. Could you give us your perspective on what you saw there, and when he got by you, did you think like that was probably a good pathway for him to the victory?
Man, that was close. That was close, but that was good. Good move by him. We were on the outlap on black tires, and he was, I think, like 6 laps already with the red. So it was like, man, I cannot brake. I knew I couldn't brake as late as him. Yeah, that was exciting. He was there in between Jimmy and I, so I just gave him enough room so he could fit there, and I was covering the inside. That's all I could do, I thought at that moment. But yeah, there was nothing really I could do when you're on the outlap on the blacks and he's already with the reds. You cannot do anything.
Great, thanks.
Thanks. We'll go next to Tim Harini from champweb.net.
Thanks very much, Kate. Appreciate it. Question for Romain. Romain, congratulations. I know you're just fresh from the race, but the first half of this one, you were pulling away. If you could go back and do it all over again, what would you have done differently?
Blue flags.
Blue flags.
Honestly, that's the only thing we could have done differently today. We can gain a couple of seconds on pit stops and so on. Still feel like we can improve a bit there. But today we were leading the pack by a good margin, meaning I was going to be the first one to hit traffic, and we had it quite hard. So really, I think that was the only thing that I would have changed today, putting away cars that were lapped cars of my way.
Thanks very much, Romain. Appreciate it. And thanks very much, Kate.
Thanks, Tim, for joining. Next, we'll go to David Turner from Racing World.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Romain, I've got a question for you, slightly a little bit off tangent here, but you're a driver that's experienced driver aids in Formula One and now in IndyCar. Push to pass versus DRS, how do the two compare in terms of what you can do as a driver?
If I'm being honest, I prefer push to pass because you can use it on different places and try to be clever about it. Whereas the DRS is just when you're within a second, you press the button, you open it, and it's few spots, and it's unlimited. Whereas the push to pass, you want to use it on key moment of the race, and that's more down to the driver to do it. And also the overtaking are normally a little bit more done later with push to pass, whereas the DRS, the difference of speed between cars is huge, and you can tell that sometimes the car just even, come back on the racing line before the braking zone.
And then for the Dale Coyne team, it's a smaller team when you're competing against the powerhouses like Andretti, Ganassi, and Penske. How much has this weekend done for the team? It's
been a great weekend for the team. Everyone has been working super nicely. We've had a good car from the start here. Fine-tune it, because here a couple of hundreds a lap can mean position going into segment 2 or 3 or fast 6, and so we just need to you just need to be spot on. And in that aspect, it's been a great weekend. I think for the confidence of everyone has been boosted. I relied a lot on the engineers to do the best job they could, and they've done great.
Oh, merci, Romain, and you'll be pleased that you're coming back to Indianapolis Motor Speedway in August as well.
Yes, that's correct. That's cool.
Thank you, Kate.
Thanks, David. We've got time for just a couple more. We'll go to Geraldo Ramirez from MotorLab.
Thanks, Kate. Pregunta para Alex. Hola, Alex. Muy buena carrera hoy, hombre.
Gracias.
¿Verdad? Pregunta para ti es, ¿cómo se sintió? Porque llegaste a estar en un rango de 2 segundos contra Romain. ¿Cómo se sintió el auto tratando de darle casa a Romain? Porque obviamente estabas tratando de agarrarlo.
Sí, la verdad que cuando estaba detrás de Román estábamos bastante bien, estaba de hecho preparando para tener un buen pit stop y poder adelantarlo o luchar contra él. Yo creo que lo íbamos a lograr, pero el pit stop no salió como esperábamos y además justo al salir encontramos tráfico y perdimos creo que 4 segundos, así que podría haber sido mucho mejor, lo intentamos, pero no salió bien. Así que el coche creo que iba bastante bien, estaba bastante balanceado y estaba bastante contento cuando estábamos los dos con Blacks. Así que, bueno, no ha salido del todo bien hoy, pero seguro que saldrá la próxima.
Y hablando acerca del pit stop, gracias por mencionarlo, en la salida que saliste al frente de Jimmy, que vi que estaba detrás de ustedes cuando ocurrió el rebase, ¿Jimmy te hizo un poco dificultoso en una buena salida de los pits?
Hombre, a ver, sí, siempre que no tienes un doblado delante, pues va a ser mejor, pero sinceramente él está haciendo su carrera, sí que somos del mismo equipo, pero no ha hecho nada que no hubiera hecho otra persona, así que todo bien. Él me intenta poner las cosas más fáciles cuando puede, cuando no puede, pues no se puede, así que él estaba haciendo su carrera, quería estar en la vuelta del líder y creo que ha hecho lo correcto, simplemente que a nosotros al tener el pit stop un poco más lento, pues no hemos podido salir justo delante de él, así que bueno, una pena, pero son las carreras. Here we
Bueno,
go.
muchas gracias, Alex. Thanks, Kate.
Boom.
Thank you for joining us. We've been joined by our race winners, so I'm going to let our other two podium finishers go.